All right, our last video of the game is we need to see if Freddy is in the doorway and the door is open, in which case Freddy has won. So see if Freddy in an open doorway. First we'll check door 1. A little debugging statement to see if he went in door 1. And again, some debugging statements to see if he's entered in door 2. Right, I like having some randomness to Freddy's motion, but it does make it hard to test. So I'm commenting out this. I played with putting different numbers in here, but to test it, I really want to be able to predict where he's going. The only changes we need to make are to draw a window and then to stop timer and motion and power usage once the game's over. So if Freddy wins is false, we're going to display business as usual, the left door, the right door. We'll display the game hour. We'll display the power. But if Freddy's starting to enter in the room, I'm going to see if he's made some progress either from the right door or the left door. And if we're in the else statement, we know that he's already in the door. So we check, has he taken a few steps in the door? If he has, game over is true. We'll display a graphic with his up close head and the message game over. Otherwise, he's just taking a few steps into the door. So the last thing I want to check is that when it's game over, we're not going to continue to keep updating the power and the timer. So let me just check some of those conditions. So with the power level, yeah, we're going to keep draining power even if it's game over. So I'm going to double check and not game over. That's kind of a double negative, but so if the game's still going on, or maybe a nicer way to say that is game over is false. So if the game's not over, we can still keep draining the power. We can still keep checking to see if Freddy's in the doorway. What about if you're winning the game? So if you happen to make it to greater than or equal to 6 o'clock, if you make it to 6 a.m., you've won the game. So I'm going to say if game hour is greater than or equal to 6, then game over is equal to true. And we would like to not keep draining power. Yeah, so we wouldn't go into that power thing. What about updating the clock? We end up updating the hour here. So we're checking. We checked not Freddy wins, but how about let's check not game over? Or game over is false. So stop updating the clock if you've won. All right. I'm not 100% sure that this is going to work, but I think we're getting closer. So let's try the losing condition first. So we'll just let Freddy walk right in. Doesn't matter if we drain the power. It should be game over. That looks good. Next we need to check the winning condition. Just going to flicker the light so I don't use batteries, and then toggle the door on and off. Flickering the lights again. He should be over here. Need to block that door. He's headed the other direction. There he goes. So I've only got 1 hour left to survive, and I may need to give myself some more power, and I'm running out of power quickly. Oh no! Oh. So I think I made it to 6 a.m. I'm just missing some kind of a message saying you won, but it did seem to, like, he's not coming in, despite the fact that it's the door is wide open. So I think we're pretty close to being done. We just need a message saying that we won. So I would say that would go right about here. Let's put it after we put the power level, and we'll just check if the display hour or the game hour is, it really will be 6, not greater than 6. And instead of a game over message, we're going to be displaying you survived. All right, fingers crossed. Let's try this one more time. It's going the other way. Door is locked again. Okay. Lock the door. Here he comes. I'm going to lock that door. We're almost to 6 a.m. now. Okay, you survived. All right, hope you enjoyed this. 5 Nights at Freddy's. Happy programming.